Hey, this particular episode is, like you see, I got the word Texas is an example of a conference. So I'm in big belief that you should create your own visions. If you wanted a record deal, um, if you wanted to get a movie deal, or if you wanted to be rich, and if none of these things have occurred for you at this stage, one thing I want to say about social media as a positive is it creates an opportunity for you to create your own fantasy. And creating your own fantasy, I think, can help to relieve a lot of possible anger, a lot of hatred, a lot of dislike for yourself and for other people. So, what I'm doing right now is me in a role as the head coach for the University of Texas. Okay, now I got it taped up here to show you how silly I think this is as well. But your visions, you have to create them. So I just made myself the Texas Longhorns coach. But what is a reality that I'm creating for myself is an acting opportunity. It's a dream type of opportunity. So what I'm about to do is a little script, a little skit, and I just want y'all to know that inside of this skit, I am the head coach of the Texas Longhorns. So it would be something like 3, 2, and 1. So as I would sit down, I would entertain questions that would get asked. Now imagine, here's the scene. Let me set it real quick. Last game, we lost, and I'm thinking about leaving Texas and ending a chapter and stuff. So I'm going to get asked questions about getting beat in this last game. And so what I'll do is I'll just answer the questions, ask the questions somewhat by answering them inside of the process. Okay, so that's the scene. 3, 2, and 1. I know everybody here is waiting to hear what my decision is. But first, let me give credit to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets for beating us. We played a good game. We lost by 5 points, and we had a 3rd and 18 with Georgia Tech backed up on their own 5-yard line. And if we were able to tackle the quarterback, it's very possible with a minute and almost 58 seconds or something left, a little bit under the 2-minute warning, that we could have possibly put ourselves into a position to win. Inside of the game, real quick, while we're inside of it, and it's somewhat fresh to my mind, we abandoned the passing game in the first half. I actually called for some pass plays, and we were very successful with both of our receivers, and some of the plays that I called ended up being interceptions. So I called some plays that didn't work out well, linebackers, corners, or safeties, got interceptions. And something else that was pretty weird about the game that I noticed immediately, which made me think, first of all, this game was the one game before the national championship. And we win this game against Georgia Tech, who we had already beat in the regular season. Game 3, we had already beat them by at least 2 touchdowns. And so you almost might, want to say that as a foregone conclusion that it was very possible that we would win, again. So as we got closer to trying to compete for the national championship one more time, I'd already gave a hurrah to let it be known that this was going to possibly be my last season before I retired or moved on from here. So inside of the game, I noticed that we had on all white helmets with our burnt orange horns on the side. Now this is weird. And we had our white jerseys and our white pants. And we, for the bottoms, we had, our black cleats on, most of the guys with white spat. So I noticed something weird when Georgia Tech came out of their locker room. They had on white helmets. The yellow or gold or copper color GT on the side of the helmets, white jerseys, white pants, black cleats, some with spat. So now we got ourselves a whiteout. And if you saw the game or see the footage when I post just a little bit of it, it looks crazy. The game is getting ready to start in less than 13 minutes. There's no way to go in and change uniforms. So now something is off about this for me from a coaching standpoint. I'm like, this is not good. This is all white. This is a whiteout. They got on white. We got on white from helmet to the pants. Never seen this before a day in my life, as much as I've coached. And never seen it. So if there's a such thing as an omen or something negative happening, this is it. I'm like, oh boy, all it is 2 games left to win, and I would have been a 7-time champion, and I was going to retire. NCAA 25 is what this game is. So I was going to close this chapter what I thought was the right way by winning my 7th championship. 7 is a heavenly number. 7 heaven is the name of the offense that I run. 7 is the amount of letters in my first name. 7 is the amount of letters in my middle name. 7 is the amount of numbers in my last name. 777 in Las Vegas or in casinos is a jackpot. So 7 is a good number. I ended up with 6, and I don't know if that's demonic or not, but it feels that way. So we got this all white out, which is an omen. like a ghost. They got on white, we got on white. And we're playing this game and we're throwing interceptions, and I'm trying not to wear out my running backs. It's late in the season, guys are banged up. A little knee contusion here, a little stress fracture there. Guys are toughing it out. In the first half, we threw, I think, 2 or 3 picks. I think 2 of them were for touchdowns. So I wasn't doing a great job coaching during the first half, for sure. On our sideline, and many people do not know this, but we had tons of trouble with our Gatorade canisters. The thing broke or busted, and we had to go and have more Gatorade brought to the table. This is just crazy. Omen number 2. I wanted to ask Georgia Tech if they didn't mind doing a TV timeout or something like that, if we could get some Gatorade from them. It's a hot night. And I don't know what the hell happened. So now we got a whiteout, which is an omen. We got a Gatorade problem, which is an omen. In these 3 picks that we threw, which is an omen. And this is a team we beat already in the regular season. So we'll get past this. We're 2 games away from winning the national championship. And we beat this team already. So I basically give this speech at halftime and let it be known that we got this. We were down 17 points at halftime. 17. 17 points at halftime. I got spooked like the Omen. I got spooked. And inside of this Omen, I did not call a pass play the whole second half. Georgia Tech had about 22 injuries on defense, but they were still able to maintain leverage or whatever it is to not allow us just to keep running touchdowns into the end zone to close the gap. So we would try to close it and they would score. Several times they scored on the first play. Just aired it out. I know my name is Bomb Goodwin, but they just threw the bomb and caught it several times. And this is Omen number 4. And I'm starting to feel somewhere around 6 minutes left in the game that we're probably going to lose. And something y'all don't know, when we score a touchdown or something really good happens, I like to point my finger over my shoulder like this, point backwards, and I always blurt out, "We believe in Christ over here." Now, I've done this for every single touchdown that we've ever scored. I do this and say, "We believe in Christ over here." Six minutes and 9 seconds left, I thought it was over. And some miraculous things happened, a few Georgia Tech mistakes, and all of a sudden we were back in it. It was down by 5 points And with about 1 minute and 58 seconds left, a little bit under the 2 minute warning, and we had them backed up on a 5. 3rd and 17 or 3rd and 18. And I'm playing coverage because if we knock this ball down or whatever, we have an opportunity now to have them punt from deep in our own territory, and we possibly have excellent field position with about 1 minute and 40 or 38 seconds left, and see if I can punch it in inside of Georgia Tech territory. Quarterback in shotgun, I think they had trips right or something like that, maybe. Quarterback takes the snap. The receivers run down the field, clear out. Quarterback notices no one is open. He gets flushed, and with speed, he does a speed out around the left end, around the left tackle. And he's running, and I'm looking, and there's nobody around. Nobody. It looked like he was running forever. Picks up the first down. A defender shows up. He slides. And they run the clock out. And we lost. And that's how my possible last game, or my last game with Texas in NCAA 25 ended. I'd like to give a shout out to my team, the Texas Longhorns, which is unfair. I'm aware that it's unfair because the University of Texas was very good when I started. So I didn't rebuild or build anything. It was already built. I felt bad, especially after listening to some other YouTubers explain what the game really possibly is about, which is building a program. So 2025 is out. So I want to thank God openly, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, for allowing me to enjoy the NCAA 25. It was really amazing. I had a ball, and I think which comes out this week, I think the NCAA 26 will be even better. The NCAA 26, I'm not going to use a team that's that high because it wasn't fair. I had on my team, I sometimes would get 9 or 11 5-star players. It was ridiculous. And that's just way too many for one program to have. And like I said, we won 6 championships, so I got bored. It got difficult to be able to finish and go through the process. So I took it in stride, but I got bored. So now I'm going to play with a team that's, I don't want to start way from the beginning, and I don't want to start at the top. So you guys see that means somewhere in the middle. And that's what I'm going to do. So I do have my mind made up somewhat of a team that I want to play with. And some people already know who that is. I've already shared that information a little bit with people about who I'm going to, play with. But to some people, it'll be a new surprise. It will be something that they didn't expect. And I think it'll be more fun. I can say this, mostly that it'll probably be somebody close to home for me. I live in Georgia now. But if you know my origin, possibly somebody closer to my own origin, who is a mid-range team that I do have some ties with, a history with a city and things like that. So that's very possible. But come Thursday afternoon, all of that could change. So we'll definitely have to wait and see. But one more time, I want to give a shout out to my team, Texas Longhorns, and all of the great players that came and went. The new game here, or I see some stuff, has a lot of different characteristics to it, like being able to substitute, inside of the game as opposed to waiting to have to stop the game, come out, go back in. So now they're saying you can make substitutions on the fly. That will be fly in itself. They're claiming from a defensive standpoint, you're able to move safeties or change the things that they do, which will be interesting after getting the hang of it. Recruiting, I saw, looks pretty unique. They say it's going to be more difficult than what it was before. And maybe it's not as many 5-star players coming out. But I don't know. I do plan on airing, if not all, most of the episodes or games that I play. I got one coming out now on my channel, Turf Champion. That's turf, like the grass, turf, TURF, champion, CHAMPION, and it's a $ 2.5 M for $2.5 million, which is a vision that I've always had for a salary. So the name of my channel is Turf Champion, $2.5 million. And that is by design, to have it at the top so that I can always see it as a monetary goal, something to look forward to possibly as time goes along and things like that. So I'm also going to go from, I play 15 minutes, quarter. Thinking about dropping it down to 10 minutes. Still with the quadruple, the 4 digits, so the 10 being at the very top. I think that might be long enough to maybe get 2 or 3 solid drives in, possibly, with the way the clock stops. And there's always interference from outside and inside. But to answer questions, we lost the game, and it's been a fun run. I enjoyed it. I did talk to the players, and the players had already known before this actual season started that it was very possible that I was going to call it quits at the end, and I wanted to gain the 7th championship before that happened, before the new game comes out, new existences, guys go to the pros. We did have, which is a very positive and actually very normal, about 7 guys go in the first round. About 3 or 4 in the second and third rounds, and go on, so they're on and they're forth. But I am disappointed that my top running back had number 5 was didn't never have a star up underneath his name, up underneath his cleats. Never had a star. Our backup had a star. And our backup went to the NFL in, I think, the 4th round of the draft. So this guy who was a leading rusher, and maybe this is a question for the game creators, the EA Sports, how this guy could be the leading rusher for at least 2 seasons. Through his senior year, stayed the whole time, never got a star up underneath his cleats. My whole offensive line, all 5 of them, my quarterback, the backup, running back, 1 wide receiver, Mangum, and he never gained a star. So that's interesting to me to learn that from 2025. No telling how many other things that I missed, but that's something that I noticed, and he never got drafted. That's kind of weird to me to be the leading rusher in the nation, and he didn't get drafted at all. So what are we saying? You know, what are we talking about? It's something that happened, something that occurred, but it is what it is. So those chapters are closed. And those guys were seniors, and it's just best to ride out with their senior year and not go any further. I did do the recruiting for the next class, and then I ended up, going into the retirement mode. I'm basically retiring the NCAA 25. And so it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm ready to look forward to a new adventure, things to go forward. Looking forward to getting the game Thursday, sitting down and opening up the package and enjoying the thrill of it, just like a 5-year-old celebrating Christmas. So the joy level and excitement will be on that level. But today is a great day. I'm blessed, and it's been great seeing you guys, and I'll see you guys in the 2026 NCAA college football. Love y'all.